Oh my God, that tire in the middle of the track actually slowed me down. Hello, I'm Jonathan Burnham, aka Kalos, and today I am bringing you a tune for the C8R Corvette. I was not happy with my Road America tune that I had done for the best tune uh, GT cars, and the thing about it was I didn't even share that tune apparently, so no one even got to use it. So we're going to rectify that, and it's a much better tune. I wasn't happy with it because I just didn't seem to get the performance at it. When I did a comparison of the base tune GT cars, I really felt the C8R was the best handling of them all. And then when I tuned them, I couldn't unlock it. But thanks to the reviewing the Pro Tune video where I reviewed those and the experiments they did with suspension geometry and learning about it, I was able to unlock a lot of potential in the C8R. This is a really good car. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you a lap of Road America and then share the tune for that. And then I will show you the qualifying I did in multiplayer and the multiplayer race and the tune I used for that. I feel that for Suzuka. I do feel that the Suzuka time is a better tune in general, but for faster tracks like Yas Marina, you might be better off with the Road America tune. That being said, I'm ready to get into it. Also, at the end, I had a request for a Suzuka tune for the BMW M8. I did make some adjustments to a Silverstone tune. I was able to get almost I got like a 2 flat multiplayer for qualification with that one. So not quite as fast as the Corvette, but still really good. So I'll share that at the end as well. And so without further ado, let's get into it. All right, here we are at Road America. I did this. I was only able to get a 204.6, I think 667 when I actually tested this on tuning in that video, and I just was really disappointed as I really expected to get similar times to the Ford GT, the Dodge Viper, the Acura NSX, and even to beat out the BMW M8, and I just wasn't able to do it. I couldn't get the rear end to come out. Now that I've been able to update the suspension geometry, I realized by raising the rear, I could get that rear end to want to slide out enough that I could get the rotation I needed in high-speed corners and through the shorter corners. And really, the Corvette handles it quite well. And we'll go through that in the tune. But yeah, I was really happy with this, with the way this was performing. I wasn't quite happy I didn't get a 203 because I had the deltas at different points to get like a 203.9, a 203.8. And if you watch the carousel and the Canada segments and how much slower I am on these laps than those, you realize, yeah, that 203 was really, really possible. So, yeah, definitely this car is very capable and probably the second fastest car I have right now in my repertoire for me. Even better than the Viper and the Acura NSX. For most tracks, I think the Acura is going to be better in some more of the speed tracks. We'll let this finish up and then we'll go into the actual download in the tune. This is my new Road America tune. If you notice real quickly, you're not going to see a massive amount of difference between this and the one that was in the previous video. And I'll get to that. But, you know, same tire pressures. Gearing, I did make some adjustments. I didn't like the way it was geared before. I've kind of gotten used to, you got to be careful the way it rev bounces. But other than that, I've tightened it up a bit and you get a little more oomph out of the higher end of the gears. Same alignment as before. Same anti-roll bars. This should be the same. I did go ahead and lower the ride height to minimum. Didn't really see a reason not to. Damping should be the same. This is where things got a little more interesting. So I ended up adding a little anti-dive. Lowering the anti-squat. We're still above 0. But it was just a little too high. Wanted to make the rear end come around if it wasn't really planted. So this gives a little more plant on throttle. But the big thing is the roll center. So it really was steady on corner entry, while at the same time it could have used, a little bit of steadiness. I didn't go up much. And if you notice, I didn't go up that much on the rear, but that 0.7 makes a massive difference in how the car behaves through corners. It really does. It wants to rotate now, whereas before it just didn't. The carousel was a nightmare before this adjustment. Just those 2 small adjustments really made a massive difference in the way this car behaves. So, I mean, suspension geometry, you can go crazy with it, like the wild experiment with the Pro Tunes, or you can make minor changes like I did here, and it'll still wildly change the car. And for this case, for the lot better, without massively changing the character of the car, but definitely the performance by a significant margin. For Road America, 360 min on the 331 on the rear, but 366 on the front. Didn't need to go full out for Road America. 49 on the brake balance and 100 on the pressure. Definitely, if you're on controller, you might want to go higher than this. That's why I always recommend to copy it, not just download it. Downloading it with you is fine, but if you're on, you have different preferences for things like this, it really does help to just copy it and make your own adjustments. 75 for the differential and 11 for the decel. I did drop the steering lock range to 80, so that's a 720 degree of rotation, and raise the force feedback to 110. All right, this is my lap at Suzuka in multiplayer qualification, where I actually did a 159.4. It actually caught me off guard because I didn't really feel this was a perfect lap. Now, keep in mind, I started this when the event first opened. There had been plenty of practice laps from everyone in the field, so the track was rubbered in something serious. And it's my belief that track rubber goes beyond 100. But I haven't really been able to fully test that out, but it's very common for me multiplayer to get a faster lap time than I can set in testing. In testing, I was sitting around 2 flat. So even the time here kind of surprised me. That being said, I did make some adjustments to this car. Just a little more stability, more aero, more downforce. Not a whole lot. And I didn't go too heavy on the rear for qualification. This is one of the reasons I say these are qualification tunes, the downloads. You might be better off with the actual copying it so that you can raise the downforce on the rear. That really does tend to help with the aero wash if someone gets right up behind you. And it's a little safer in the actual races. Qualification tunes do tend to be a bit loose. And you're going to be on medium tires, no rubber track at the start of a race. Having more rear downforce can definitely make them a little safer. So let's finish this out, and I'll go ahead and show you the actual race. It was a bit of a banger. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you the tune and the download. Then I'll include the race if you want to watch it. It's worth a watch. I think it's an absolute banger. And I'll talk about that then.
One remaining.
This is a Suzuka tune if you want to download it. As you can see, people have already kind of jumped on it. before I even got this video out. Now, you're not going to see a whole lot of changes to the Suzuka tune compared to the Road America one, but there are a few minor ones in here, just usually for a little more stability. Same tire pressures, and I'll go through the whole thing just in case you skipped it and you just want this one. Definitely the gearing is different. It's quite a bit tighter, especially on the higher end gears, just to really make the most out of it. If I'm not talking, it means it's pretty much the same. Little different here. I think it might have automatically changed it on me, and I didn't adjust it, but that's okay because it worked out. Same dampers. And I didn't make any adjustments to suspension geometry. Turns it into a very steady car. 386 on the front, so we go full in the front, and 351. So basically you're just raising it by 20 on both for qualification. Now if you're copying this, I did for the race I'm about to show you, I added 20 more to the rear, and honestly I wish I'd added about 40 more, because when they're on your rear end you tend to lose a good bit of rear aero, and the more you've got back there, just the more steady the car will be when you're getting that aero wash. Brake bias, I did bring back to 50 from 49. Differential, I lowered the differential from 75 to 72, just to make it a little steadier on the throttle coming through Spoon, or I forget the name of the corners you're heading to the Degners. That corner right there, you're really trying to get on the throttle and you just don't want the rear end to be coming around on you. So lowering the diff a little bit helped with that. And then again, the same force feedback and steering lock. 110 and then 80. And with that, I highly recommend you watch this race. It was that first, especially the first lap or so, was pretty wild. I'm going to be interesting to see what kind of jump with XJ gets. I always struggle to get a good jump launch in the Ford GT, but it is my preferred car. But I've been really trying to dial in this Corvette for people, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully I put enough fuel in. Looks like he might have got a pretty good jump. Fell in behind, but he didn't get. I put a little bit of extra rear aero for my qualifying build, specifically expecting him being on my rear bumper. Gonna create a lot of aero wash for me. You can already feel it. That, and it's an unrubbered track, doesn't help matters. But I can definitely feel the aero wash. I don't think he intended to hit me there, but we're gonna go too wide here. We'll see how he deals with the aero wash. My turn to sit on his bumper. Yeah, I kind of deserved a warning there. Didn't mean to. Going in. Nice racing. Oh, a little bit of bump. That's all right. Air wash. Just feel it every time I try to. A little bit of rubber on the track is helping a bit, though. A little lock up on the brakes. Not. See if I can at least get a decent exit from here. Gain a little bit of space. It should help with the air wash. Good racing. Oh, wow. Definitely going to use the brake here. Woo! Great racing. Now that I got him out of my air wash, it really helps with the stability of my car. Just got to keep him out of it. Oh yeah, I feel that. It's so much more stable through there. Rubber helps too. You can get a good run through there though. Much better. A little slow getting on the gas, so. Ooh, we closed the gap through there pretty quickly. I didn't get a good run through there. Oh my God, that tire in the middle of the track actually slowed me down. Woo!
One more. Finish strong.
He's going to be pushing pretty hard. He wants to get my air wash because he knows that'll throw me off. I keep him out of it for at least this section. That's so critical in this corner that I have stability. Much better. Definitely getting me some space on him, but the way he gained time on me is spoon. Oh shit. Ruined that. Didn't get a turn. Woo! A lot of pressure. Good race. Woo! Nice. As a bonus, because I had a request from a commenter who really wanted a Suzuka tune for the BMW M8. Now, you'll notice that if you have a sharp eye, it's not a whole lot different from my Silverstone tube tune that's out there, but a little more stable. Just kind of like, you know, with the Corvette. We want a little more stability out of it. So pretty much it's the same. Not much change to the gearing or the alignment. Not any real change to the anti-roll bars. Springs. You know, you could probably go down on the ride height. I haven't bothered doing that yet. I did add 1.1 to the front roll center, just to give it a bit more steadiness on turn-in, especially through the S's at Suzuka, and it definitely helped a little bit. Kept the same arrow. Not really a whole lot you can do with the arrow with the BMW. It needs it. Needs that full front and minimum rear. I believe I did adjust the brake force going back, I think, to 49 from 48, just making it a little more stable. And then the acceleration, I went from 72 to 70. These are all tiny changes, but it definitely makes a difference. And this is generally what you do when you go track to track, is okay, what are the minor differences I need to make for it to work at this track? And other than that, you know, 110 on the force feedback and 90 on the steering lock, which is 810 degrees of rotation. So it's just a bit of a bonus. If you want, you can download it, or you can just copy it. I did about a 2 flat with this one in an actual multiplayer qualification. So with that, you guys have rest good of your hopefully the rest of your day or the rest of your week's good, and cheers.